Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me? I am just gonna stop the share. I mean, stop that because I can't, so I can hear. Because I know you can hardly hear me over the music. Were you able to hear it?
I didn't hear the music.
Oh, you did. You didn't see the screen when you logged in.
I saw it. I didn't hear anything though.
Oh, huh. Oh, I don't. Well, I better not do that then. Okay. I'm not sure if Treese will be able to get on, but I wanted to pray before people start coming in. So you and I will pray if that's okay. Lord, we thank you for another day. We thank you because you are so mighty, you're so kind, Lord God, and we just lift and magnify you. Lord, we thank you just for being the awesome God that you are. We pray your blessings to be upon tonight, that you bring back every illustration, that you bring back everything that you've shown me into my memory, Lord God, as we go. Lord, I pray for each and every woman who will be present on the night, Lord God, that they be blessed by what they hear, and Lord God, that they take it and be able to apply it to their own life and live out the call that you have for them. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Will you, when people start coming on, um, screenshot, where it says participants, screenshot for me the participants, the people that came tonight, so we can just kind of keep roll.
Okay. I don't know how to do that on my laptop.
Oh,
Uh, is that Tracy?
hey trees, hey tree. Yeah. uh,
There
Siri,
we
I
are.
didn't call you. Okay. Hey,
Hello.
can you hear me pretty good?
I can hear you well. I
Good.
might have to switch locations because I see that sun is glaring at the top.
Oh, yeah, sun coming through my background too. I can see it. So, we already prayed before you came on because I wasn't sure if you were gonna be able to come on. But this is it. I am excited and nervous. How y'all feeling?
Not.
Look. All right. Is that better?
Yes,
It's getting off.
yes, that's
Stay up.
good. That is good. Yeah. Okay. So I was asking Kendra to somebody to screenshot people as they come on. Like when
Mhm.
people come on and you just click on the participants and so we can keep a roll
Okay.
as people come on. Hello, I know someone just came in. Let me see if I
Miss
can
Vera, how you
enlarge.
doing?
Hey Vera.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hi.
Just fine. Just fine. How are you today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing real good.
Good.
Awesome.
Good.
Excited.
Good.
We are too.
I'm gonna have to figure out how to mute. Let's see. We'll begin started in just a minute. Let's. Uh-uh. Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
What were you trying to
What
do?
you need?
Trying to mute people automatically as they come in case people join later. And
You do that when you're actually setting up the group. So
uh-oh.
you may be able to listen.
Hmm. Hello. Yeah, I don't know.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi. I can. Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm trying to get this audio
Good.
together.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out too.
But you can just ask them for now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. So if you're just coming out, it is 6:00. So we're gonna go ahead on and get started. Hopefully some other people come on in. If you will mute your mics when you come in. We're so glad to have you on tonight. So how is everyone doing? I think we kind of spoke to people as they came in. Oh, the sun is like glaring back here. Can y'all still see me, or is it a glare? Or am I good? I'm good. Okay.
You're good.
Awesome.
Good.
Awesome. All righty. We're going to go ahead on and get started. So on tonight, I am really excited about this week. I have been praying about this for months, probably years, and didn't know that this is what I was praying for. So I am really excited about tonight. So we're going to start off day one in talking about revising your Unbreakable Superwoman story. So I've already kind of said welcome and hello. My computer just did something crazy. Can y'all still hear me?
We can hear you, but you did go out for just a little while.
Okay. Am I back in now? I'm good
You're
to go?
in. Good to go.
Awesome. So welcome again. And so a little bit about what we're going to talk about on day one. I'm sorry. If you have gotten your workbook, have everyone downloaded a copy of their workbook?
Yes.
Awesome. And
I have it, but I couldn't print it. So,
You couldn't
but
print it?
it wouldn't let me print. So I have it downloaded.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to figure out how to get you a copy where you can print a PDF copy. That way it'll be a little bit easier for you to print.
Okay.
So if everyone has the copy of their workbook, I'm going to go directly through there. Now, I left a lot of space on there, so you'll be able to take your own notes and be able to fill in, because I know I'm a note taker, so I like to put my own little spin on notes when I'm taking them. Welcome if you're just joining. We're just getting started. I'm so glad that you came on. I was just going over what we're talking about this week. So on day one, which is today, we're talking about revising your Unbreakable Superwoman story. And then tomorrow, now each day builds off each other, so you want to make sure that you either are in here at 6 p.m. or that you catch the replay so that you can continue to apply what we're learning. And because that's the only way that we're all going to see changes, if we're intentional by applying what we're learning each night. Can everyone mute their mics? I am recording just so that we can have a replay. So if everyone will mute their mics. Okay. And so on day two, we'll start talking about how to enhance the quality of our relationships. Now, I am a boundaries queen because I just believe that there's no way that we can have any kind of relationship with anybody, person, place, workplace, whatever, if we do not set boundaries and have very clear expectations on those boundaries. So that's what we're going to talk about on day three. And then we're going to move into talking about how to activate our hidden potential and goal setting. Like, we're going through these HEAL acronyms, like how to activate our hidden potential with accelerated goal setting and how to set those goals. Because I think some of us really know how to set goals, but it's somewhere along the line that our goals just kind of get blurry and we just kind of put them on the back burner, or we forget about them, or however, we just kind of lose sight of our goals and they're put on the back burner. Then the last part of the retreat, we'll start talking about how to begin loving ourselves unapologetically, because I believe that is what we are designed to do as women. We're called to embrace every single part of who we are. And anytime we don't accept those parts, good and bad, of who we are, then we kind of end up not really liking who we are. And we don't want to not like who we are. We want to be able to embrace every part of who we are. So if you will, in the chat, tell me your name, and some of your names I may already know, but I want to know your name and tell me where you are from, because I may know, but somebody else may not know. So drop it in the chat, your name and where you are from. Let's see.
Is everybody hearing okay tonight?
Yeah, there we go. Gulfport, Mississippi, Hattiesburg, Vera, Shannon, Heather. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, I think everyone's hearing me. Make sure you guys are hearing. Anytime that you do not hear me clearly, go ahead on and drop it in the chat. It'll automatically pop up on my screen. I think it'll pop up on your screen. Now you have to make sure that you select like everyone, so that everyone will see it. But if you want to direct it to a particular person, like if you want to direct it to any member of the team, there's Adrianne and Kendra, then you can direct your questions to them too via chat. Okay. Our Arkansas in the house. Hey, Arkansas. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Welcome again, everybody. Welcome. So, if you have not downloaded your retreat workbook, I know someone said that they could not download a copy. If you cannot download your copy, if you would message one of us, let us know, and we will send you the PDF. And I think we'll just have to go back and do the PDF for everybody inside the group. I'm not sure why it wouldn't let you download, but I am so glad that you at least clicked on the link and was able to tell us that it didn't work. So guys, I want to introduce y'all to the team. You probably already met these wonderful ladies, but I want them to take a minute and hop on screen and say hello. This could not have happened without them. When I tell you, I say, hey, can you do this? Will you help me with this? Can you do this? They're on it. And I appreciate them so much, because I love them. And they are literally people, women that God has dropped in my lap. It's almost like our paths just crossed with each other at the right time, so that this moment can happen. And there's been other moments too, but so that this moment can happen. And I am so appreciative of them. Adrianne, I'm gonna introduce you first. Adrianne Mccoy is our business strategy. She's also one of the accountability advisors. Now, you may have gotten a message from Adrianne, because some of you may have her as your accountability advisor. So at any point in time throughout this week, she'll check on you, or if you need to schedule a meeting, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, about scheduling a meeting with your accountability advisors at the end, then she is your girl. She'll message you, you message her. She's your person for the week. So Adrianne, will you hop on and tell the people hey, and tell them a little bit about yourself?
Hello, ladies. I am here in Hattiesburg, yay, close to Dr. Ross. But like she said, we've been working together. I feel like we've been doing more work before we even got started with this work, just to get here today. And I'm excited that you're all here. I know that it's definitely going to be life-changing for you all. I know that I've personally gotten not experience, but advice from her, and just steps. And I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. I'm a mother of 6 children. I work a full-time job. I do this. Look, my kids are active in sports, so I know life. I'm married. I know life. But I'm excited that you guys are here, and I'm really excited about the change that we're all going to experience, all of us.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Now, Kendra, at any point in time, I hear so many people say, oh, your Instagram page looks good. Your Facebook page looks good. Well, I can't take all the credit for that. Kendra has been the amazing person behind the scenes that's now you need to do this reel, and you need to do this, and send me this. She's the amazing person behind social media. She's our creative director, but she's also one of the accountability advisors. So you may have gotten a message from Kendra, and you may have met with Kendra, you may have spoken to Kendra. Kendra, will you please hop on and introduce yourself?
Hello. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
I can.
Well, I am Kendra. As Tiffany said, I am the creative director. So I pretty much create. So a little background about myself. I graduated from Southern Miss with my degree in family sciences. I think that's the department now. And so I currently work at a domestic abuse shelter. and I previously worked in child advocacy for abused children. So I'm single, not married, but I have been indirectly experiencing life from other people. Um, and so that's how I kind of met Tiffany actually when I was in college, working with a free clinic. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kendra. I appreciate these ladies. So when I tell you, when they reach out to you, I personally vet for them because I don't just, say anybody come on to the team and let's work. No, I prayerfully pick these ladies out. So I know they are gems for me. And I know they will be able to walk you through hand to hand the process at any point in time throughout this week. And if there's any question or anything that you would need me directly for, they will be more than happy to direct you to me at any point in time. That clear? Y'all got it? All right, guys. So pull out your worksheet and let's begin on day one. So here's a question that I always get from a lot of people. It's like, well, how did you get into what you're doing? Like, what is it that fuels you? How did you discover your purpose? So a little bit about how I got to where I am. Last year around this time, things just really started going haywire for me, if I can say that. It's like my relationship was suffering. Here I was at this job. I'm not gonna call it dead end because I don't feel like it was a dead end job. I feel like I was there to really learn some things. But I had a doctorate degree. I was working at a part-time job that, when I say, God, like y'all, it paid me the exact same amount that my coworkers had with bachelor's degrees. Yeah, it did. And I was the only African American in the whole company. And I realized, like, I looked at myself and I was like, you know what? This ain't it. There's got to be more to life. Like, I was alone. I feel I was stuck. I was tired. I had been putting what I knew that I was called to do and what I wanted to do on the back burner, just so that my children could be comfortable, so that my husband can be okay, so that I can just kind of get along and do what everyone expected me to do. You go to school, you graduate, you get a job, and you take care of your family, and it's just, you go to church, wash, rinse, repeat. No, I was tired of that. When I tell you, I literally had a moment with my husband where I was like, you know what? I cannot do this. We can't keep doing this. Now, excuse me, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm from the South, and like the South. I'm from Mississippi. I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Dr. Tiffany. I'm a marriage and family therapist. I'm a personal development expert, and I love to see women win. I particularly love those women who say, I feel stuck. I don't know what to do. I don't prioritize everyone over myself. And now I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out me. I still got some issues that I feel like I'm holding on to, that's holding me back. Yeah, I love those women. And I love those women because I was that woman. I was that woman a year ago with a doctorate degree, the whole doctorate degree and some other degrees. I don't really care about the degrees. I thank God for them, but that ain't all of who I am. That's just a small part of who I am. But I was there, stuck, about to divorce my husband. My children were priority, and who I was just, I kind of knew who I was, but I wasn't fully walking and embracing every part of who I was. Do I have anybody in the house that was like that? Just drop it in the chat. It's okay. Like, this is a space where we can be honest. I've created this space where we can be honest, where we can really say, yeah, you know what, I'm struggling. Because that's the only way that we're going to heal, when we actually put it out there that, yes, this is what I'm dealing with. And yes, I need some help overcoming it. Because, honey, where you are is not where you will be a year from now. And I just believe that. I believe that with my whole heart, especially as we go through this week. You'll be able to take some of these principles, apply them to your life, and you will be a much better woman than what you are now. Now, you're a good woman. I ain't going to say you're not a good woman. You're a good woman. I know you are. But you will be much better. That feeling of stuck, If you apply some of these principles, you will be able to be a much different person than you are right now. I just completely believe that. So back to my story. So my husband and I decided, more like I decided, I decided, I'm just going to be real honest with you. I decided, sir, honey, we're not doing this anymore. Um, I'm tired of going on this emotional drama coaster. Yeah, I called it a drama coaster because it wasn't just a roller coaster, baby. It was a drama coaster because it was a whole lot of other stuff that came along with it. That was we do good, then we plummet. Then we all right one other minute, then the next minute we're not all right, and we talking about divorcing, and we're not. It was a mess. It was a mess. But during that time, I decided, you need to go your way and figure out your life. And I'm going my way because I need to figure out my life. Like it got to that point where we actually separated. Now we didn't stay separated a whole long time because we actually came to an agreement of some things that we needed to do, and I'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later because I feel like some of these things will help you as you begin transforming, applying some principles to begin changing and transforming your life. So I began to really pray. I'm a Christian. I apologize in advance if it offends anyone who's here who is not. So whatever you believe, I believe there's a God and I believe in Jesus Christ. So I pray, and that's why I pray too. So I begin to pray and seek God for instructions. Like, what do I need to do? And like all the church was telling me that you need to work this out with your husband, and everything's gonna work out, and everything's just gonna be fine, and and you just pray. Everybody go through tough times, but I knew deep down inside, this ain't just no tough time. Like this is something different than a tough time. This is something that's just really been a cycle in our relationship. And at some point, I have to decide that this cycle's got to stop, or he has to decide, or we both have to decide this cycle has got to end. But either way, this toxic stuff, no, we can't keep doing this. We can't keep doing this. So we separated. I even though I wanted, like a part of me, because I'm a therapist, y'all. Now when I talk about I'm being in therapy as a therapist, people are like, what? Yes, I'm a therapist and I believe in going to therapy. So I was like, yeah, we need to go to therapy. I was like, there's no way we can work. Like even after we separated, we were still sleeping in two separate places, and we did that for a while because we needed to work out some things. And so I said, well, yeah, we need to go to therapy. But y'all, it was something inside of me that said, it's not time for y'all to go into marriage therapy. And I believe that had we gone into marriage therapy, but like everyone else was saying to do, like you need to work out your marriage, and you need to, if had I followed that same pattern of what I felt like everybody else was saying to do, I don't feel like I would be in this place where I am, and he would not be in the place where he is, because the reality was we could not make us work if we didn't take the time out to make ourselves work first. We needed to heal. Can anybody else relate to that here? Like you may be in a space where everybody else may be pushing you to do one thing, and like, no, that ain't what I counted. That ain't what I quite need to do. Like now is the time that I need to focus on me. Like I need to heal. I need to get past this baggage, this stuff that I've been holding on to for years, decades even. And I need to begin to walk fully in what I am called to do. Anybody else? I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. So here's the first lesson that I learned is that there are some parts of our stories that I was holding, or my story that I was holding on to, way too closely. Now, when I'm talking about our story, because if you're following along with your workbook, your story is the parts of you that has happened to you that you tell on repeat. Like somebody may say, well, how did you end up? If you've messaged us at any point in time, one or both of us or all of us have asked you this question: how did you end up where you are at this point of time in your life? And from that, you begin to repeat, well, here's what happened to me. And here's just like I did in the beginning. Well, here's what happened to me. That's my son, y'all. He's fine. I promise you. He's 2. So he's 2. But he's fine if you hear him. But your stories are what you're repeating about yourself. Like, this is what happened to me when I was 5, or this is what happened to me when I was 10, or this is what happened to me 5 years ago, 1 year ago, right now. These are the things that we tell people on repeat about what's happening to us or what has happened to us. And if we're not careful, we will find out, or we will catch ourselves holding on to these stories way too tightly. Now, every one of us have our stories, but when we start holding on to those stories way too tightly, then we start missing the bigger picture, because all of our stories create a bigger picture that just need to be tweaked, adjusted, changed, refined, or revised, which is what we're going to talk about later, so that we can begin living our lives a little bit different and telling our stories a little bit different. Because it's something about when you retell your story a little bit differently than the stuck story that you're holding on to, then you begin to see a world of possibilities. So I was holding on to the story about being a teen mom, about being in a bad marriage, about feeling limited, or feeling like I'm on the inside or on the outside, I'm, pretty, like, got makeup on, got my hair on, like I'm good on the outside, but on the inside, baby, I was dying. I was dying. So now we're talking about this unbreakable superwoman story. So let me talk the unbreakable superwoman story. I have to talk about this a little bit more. So as women, we tend to have this unbreakable superwoman story. Now, superwoman means you can do anything. You're there for everybody. You prioritize everybody. The kids leave something at the house and they need it at school. You there, baby. Your kids know mama gonna be there regardless. That mama gonna be there regardless. But the problem with that is mama being there regardless sometimes mean that mama not there for herself. Mama there for everybody else, but mama not there for herself. And we begin to think on the outside, people look at us and they're like, oh, mama unbreakable, mama strong, mama gonna do whatever, mama got it all together, mama going to work, mama got this job, mama doing this, mama bossing up, mama leveling up, mama doing all this stuff, but mama dying inside. But people don't see that. People don't see that. And my unbreakable super, and we all got these unbreakable superwoman ideas and stories. My superwoman story had me slowly dying inside, but it was spilling over into every area of my life. Now, my story was that I felt powerless. Like, now, if you met me, oh, you would never know that. You would never know that I felt powerless. And most of my life, I felt powerless. I felt like everyone else was in control of my life and that I was not. That's how I ended up at a job that was paying me the same amount that they were paying someone with a bachelor's degree, and I had a doctorate degree, and they refused to call me doctor. That's how I ended up in a marriage that just really took me for granted, and I felt powerless, that I could not do anything about it, that this is just what it was, and you just need to stay together because of the kids and because of your religion. And I felt powerless. And all of that began to spill over into every area of my life. So I want to pause here and I want to ask you, how did you arrive at your place in your journey? On your worksheet, there should be a little spot up there. Now you can write it in your journal, in your worksheet, or you can share with us. And I hope that you will share just a sentence or two of how you arrived. What is your story? How did you arrive at your place in your journey? And you heard a whole spiel about how I arrived in my journey. But how did you arrive where you are? What are some of those stories that have been on replay in your life? that you've shared with people that you love, or share with a stranger, or you may be in a therapy room and sharing? What is that story that you hold on to? Now, if you know it because it's on replay. It's the same story that you share with everybody. What is that part of your story that you're holding on to? Let me check the chat. It's completely okay if you don't want to share with everyone else. You have your workbook there, and you can put it in your workbook. But the whole purpose of this retreat is for us to look inward, which is the reason why it's called the inside look. Because we have to take an inward look. What, friend, is your story? How did you arrive at this place in your journey? Now, I know you guys are taking a minute, so I'm going to give you one or two more minutes to write out your sentence or two about how did you arrive at your place in your journey. If you're just coming on, we're still on the page 1 of the worksheet, and we're talking about our stories and how we arrived at this place. How did you arrive at this place in your life? I was a teen mom. My marriage was on the brinks. I put myself on the back burner. I've always been in marriages that were relationships that just did not treat me well. I always find myself in relationships where guys talk mean to me, or I'm always the one who rescues everybody else in my family. So how did you arrive at this place in your journey? Now, the thing about our stories, they tend to hide the real feelings, emotions, persons, the real Tiffany that's underneath the surface. Because our stories, it just kind of flow. They just flow because we done told it so many times. Like everybody, like somebody, your grandma can tell your story better than you. And that's not to diminish your story, because all of our stories have some meaning. But they seem to hide sometimes the real you that's underneath. And it limits us because we have the same little block story that limits us, and it always keeps us stuck, because that's exactly how you see yourself. You see yourself as that same 10-year-old girl. You see yourself, you may be 30, but you still see yourself as that same 10-year-old girl where that story that you're telling happened. Or you see yourself in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th year of your marriage, and that same story has been on repeat for the last 15 years. Or you may be in a new marriage, but this happened in the relationship, but oh, wait a minute, this happened again when I was little. And wait a minute now, I'm not really too secure in relationships because guess what? I never had a daddy in my life, or my mama abandoned me. Like this is your story. But once you start seeing yourself through the eyes of this story, you don't see any possibility outside of it. So here's some common patterns or myths is what I call them, or things in our stories that us women, us unbreakable superwomen, and I say that with quotation marks because we know we're all breakable at some point in time. We can only hold up that unbreakable superwoman for so long before at some point we all have our come to Jesus meeting. We can only hold up that facade for so long. So myth number 1, you're unbreakable. So showing any type of emotions means that you are weak. Yo, you know that's a myth. You're not unbreakable. You are breakable. There comes a time where you literally have to face you. Now, for me, that was a year ago when my marriage was failing, and I was at this job that, was not going anywhere. And I just needed to have that moment so that I can become real with myself. And I absolutely needed the moment to become real with myself. I needed that moment. Then myth number 2, putting others first is priority. This is a big one. This is a big one, particular for women, because we feel like we should be there for everyone else, and that, as long as everybody else happy, mama happy. That's typically what women think. Like, long as everybody else happy, mama happy. But what we don't realize is, by prioritizing other people, what we become is people pleasers. When you're always prioritizing people over yourself, then that doesn't make you a superwoman. That doesn't even make you I don't even know the word to call the people that always, people always admire. I think they're martyrs, like was it Mother Teresa, the people that they put on a pedestal because they, give away so much of themselves for the sake of other people. Now, there are some people that may be called to do that. I don't know who. There may be some people that's called to do that. But putting others as priority is setting you up for being a people pleaser. Because at that point, you don't necessarily, you're not able to become honest with, what, I don't feel like doing this today. Or, if everybody else is priority, what, I'm tired of having to be the one that's there for everybody else. And then where they at when I need them? Where are these people? Where are they when I need them? So I have behind me, and I'm not sure if you guys can see. Just kind of let me know if you can see. I know you won't be able to see the words. I'm gonna have to read the words out to you. See, we haven't got production yet. So when we get production, and production sets up the camera, and we're able to kind of project back here, then you guys will be able to see. But today, I'm gonna have to read them out to you until we get production. So here's some of the other things that we kind of tell ourselves, and I have them on the outskirts. We pray and meditate about our problems, and we're gonna be okay. Like, long, go pray about it. Go pray about it. Go seek God about it. You're gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be okay. Or don't ask for help. That was a big one for me, because I realized that I did not like asking for help. It was something about it that made me feel like I was weak. Don't ask for help. Or to prioritize others. I think we already said that one. Or to not show emotions. Like, you can be happy, you can be sad, but all that other stuff, the anger, you're not supposed to be angry. Like, what they say about, as they mean the Bible, anger, but don't sin. So we ain't supposed to let the sun go down our, that's, and all of those are true. They're right. But it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to be resentful. It's okay. It's okay to have those emotions. What happens is that we hold on to those things too long. We hold on to them too long. Always be happy. Be strong. I cannot tell you the amount of times I've heard somebody tell me, be strong. Well, you know what? God dog it. I don't feel like being strong. I want a break. That's what I want to do. That's what I feel like doing right now. Right now, I want to lay in the bed and I want to cry and I want to mope, and I just don't want to be there right now. I don't want to do that. I don't want to walk out the door and keep up this facade any longer like I'm good. No, I'm not good. I'm not good today. I'm not good. I may be months before I'm good. It may be weeks. I don't know when I'm not good. When I'm gonna be good. I don't know that. I don't know that, but I'm gonna be real about it. So where was I at? Myth number 2, putting other first priority. Another one, I'm okay or we'll be okay. Pray, meditate. All those are up there on the wall. Those are some myths or some things that we kind of see pulling back or pulling out of our stories. So the second part of that, as I told y'all, me and my husband, we decided we're going to go to therapy. But we decided to go to therapy separate before we tackled therapy together, because we needed to heal separately. Like, we just needed to heal separately. Because I just was not ready. I wasn't ready I didn't even know whether or not I wanted my marriage to work. Like, what good would it have been for me to go into therapy, not even knowing, and I'm a therapist, not even knowing whether or not I wanted my marriage to work? Because the reality is I wasn't there yet. I didn't know. I did not know. So I was watching the I kind of binge watched a story about it's actually a series on Prime, Amazon Prime, about them. Anybody seen that? Anybody seen them? If you haven't, it's really good. Maybe triggering because some parts in there that's really triggering. Anybody seen them? Sorry, on Amazon Prime. Um, yes. Someone put in chat. I'm sorry, I missed your chats. I was talking and missed your chats. Yes, Maya. Yes, Lashonda. Yes, Farah. Yes, Shannon. Yes, Mona. Yes, guys. Yes. Um, so I was watching them. Someone said they just finished. Loved it. Loved it, by the way. Now it's triggering because it talks about racism. So it may be sensitive for some people. But as I started watching it, I was like, okay, this is gonna be another one of them stories about racism and how it plays out for black people, and that's what I thought on the surface until I got deeper into the story. And I realized I don't want to give it away for y'all. If you haven't seen it, you have to go see it. But something I realized when as the story went on is that the real demons, now they were fighting demons on the outside. They were fighting people, the outside influence. They were fighting culture and how culture views or viewed blacks back then. But now we're fighting a very different culture of how women are being viewed to other people. But they were fighting that on the outside, but the real thing that they were fighting was inside themselves. And it made me think, because I'm a thinker, and that's just kind of what I do. I think a lot, all the time. I'm introvert, extrovert, one of them ambivert type people. So I think a lot, but I also love people. So yeah. But it got me to thinking, what are some things that I'm holding on to? What are some of those, what we call inner vows that I'm holding on to that's eating me, that's killing me from the inside out? Like on the outside, they look good. Like the daddy, once he, got over his issues with the war. Sorry if I'm telling y'all the story. He looked good. He was an engineer. He was, getting ready to start this job. The mom was beautiful. She was, looked on the outside, she was just beautiful, beautiful woman. They had a perfect family. They was going into this neighborhood, even though they weren't welcome in the neighborhood. They was going into this neighborhood that they can afford, because they, blacks weren't typically able to afford those kind of neighborhoods back then. And on the outside, they looked perfect. But on the inside, they were fighting demons from things that they held on that happened in the past. So, what are some of those things that you're holding on to? Like I said, we call them inner vows. And inner vows are really exactly what it is. It's those things that come out of struggle or trauma or experiences that we tell ourselves will never happen to us again. So some examples. Sorry, I'm gonna turn around to my board. Like I said, production not here, so I'm gonna have to help y'all with this part. I'll never be broke. I'll never be hurt again. I'll be a better mom than my parents were. Now we're talking about the inner vows. We're going a little bit deeper. We first started talking about the story that we have, that we say on replay when we're talking about ourselves and our experiences. But now we're going a little bit deeper and talking about those inner vows that we hold on to. Those things that are in our heart that are hidden, that nobody sees, that we probably don't even realize that are there, that we've forgotten about, that those experiences that out of our experiences are birthed these vows. Like in the movie Them, they created vows with themselves. Those inner vows that fueled their story. It literally fueled who they were. It fueled everything that was happening to them. It fueled the world that they was creating, their whole life, their life. It fueled everything about their life just because of a story, a part of trauma, a past experience that they were holding on to that they had not dealt with. I won't ever be like my mom. That was my story. That was one of the vows that I held on to. I'll never trust a man. I held on to that one too for a long time. because I'd been hurt so many times. I am, not was, I am a 4-time sexual abuse survivor. So I held on to that for a very long time, that I would never trust a man because all they do is hurt you. And I also learned that from my father not being present in my life. So I never trust a man. Um, to, did I say them all? Yeah, I said them all. So what are some inner vows that you're holding on to? What are some of those things that's deep, deep? Now, when I say deep, 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 like, we pull back. Like, I like the picture our hearts being, our souls being like a house. And so once we open the doors, we go in and we see one thing. But then you go into the closet. Because, we can have a lot in the closets. Because people don't typically come in our house and see our closets. They may come and inspect the living room, the bathroom, um, the kitchen. Those are typically the rooms that people go in. That's common. They don't typically go in our closets. They don't typically go in our bedrooms, because our bedrooms are more intimate space. What are some of those inner, like open up the closet? That's what I'm asking you to do. Open up the closets to your heart. What are some of those vows that you are holding on to? And I need you to go there. Like, it's real important that you go there, because this is day one. It's real important that you go there, because if you don't go there, then the rest of the week, you might as well, like, you show up, but you're really not going to show up. Like, tonight you decide, am I going to show up? And how I'm going to show up, I'm going to be real. I'm pulling back the covers. I'm opening up all my closet doors, and I am going there. I'm not just going to sit on my bed. I am going to take the sheets off, and I am going to sit in my bed and figure out, what is it that I am holding on to? What are those deep inner wounds that somebody may not even know about? What have my experience taught me? What is it that I'm still holding? What is it that still has my heart in shackles? Nobody else know about it. Maybe a couple of people know about it here or there. But it's fueling every part of your life. Y'all, I can't tell you, and I gotta go. I'm close to 7 and didn't even realize it. I cannot tell you the amount of people, men, I'm just gonna be honest. I cannot tell you the amount of men I hurt, because my whole MO for a long time was that I was not going to be like my mama. I was not going to let a man use me, abuse me, and cheat on me. So you know what I did? I would use and cheat before they even had the opportunity to do it. I just have to be real. I'm just going to be real with you. Now, some of this played out in my marriage, and I didn't cheat on my husband. I didn't use him. But it was sometimes I wasn't nice to him. A lot of times that I wasn't nice to him. And I still have to work on that now. Because I knew what nobody. I mean, when I done saw my mama's face, like, I wasn't even able to recognize her because of her face. Oh, I decided no man would ever lay his hands on me then. But it began to fuel and shape my idea of what men were. And it began to be like this guard over my heart, where a man was only going to get so far. He was only going to get so far, because you get too far, you too close. And when you're too close, you'll hurt me. Yes, I'll never trust. Yes, I never even want to get close enough. I'll be better. Yes, yes. Teaching and loving my child better than I thought, and loved by my, yes, 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 yes. We all have these ideas. We all have these inner vows that we tell ourselves. Now, the key to it is what I'm going to go into next is, how do we begin to change and shift those inner vows. Like, what do you do? Like, now that I know, what do I do? How do I get past it? Where do I go from here? How do I get out of this? I'm tired of being in this place. I don't want to stay here. So what do I do? We'll get there next. But here's what I want you to do. You guys put them in your chat. I'm going to go into, now this is new for me, so I'm gonna try my best to, let's hope that it works. And I tried to test it out a little bit earlier. But as I told you guys, like, I wanted to create a community where we could all feel safe. So one component of that is that I'm going to assign you to a breakout room. Now, it's completely up to you if you decide to share. I hope that you decide to share because, like I said, I want this to be a community where we connect, where we bond, because we're all here because we have some story that we're ready to revise and we're ready to let go of. We're ready to change. We're ready for something different. I'm going to assign you into a breakout room. And in that breakout room, I just want you to take turns sharing a couple of those inner vows that you've held on to in your own life with the person that you are connected to. Now, let's see. Let's see how I'm going to do this, though. That's not how I'm gonna do it. Okay, so in a few minutes, let's see, let's assign this automatically. Is how many people here? 14. So let's put 3 people in a room, and one room will have a group of, well, we'll have one person in there. So yeah, wait, let's do this again. Okay, there we go. So be 2 to 3 people in each rooms. I'm gonna go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey,
Hey,
Kay.
girl.
Were
Hey,
you in here by
girl,
yourself?
baby. Well,
Oh, okay. Let's see
ooh,
here. I think we may have to switch out at 6:49. I wanted to um
Let me send this message out to everyone. We may have to do yours separately. Unless you want to go ahead on and share.
Share what?
What your inner vows? What are some of those inner vows that you're holding on to?
I want to trust a man because I was raped last year. And my dad left at the most traumatic time of my life.
Yeah.
And I'll be a better communicator with my kids than my parents.
On my recording. Awesome. Thank you so much. Now that was too quick. I'm so sorry. Next time, I'll give you guys a little bit longer. We'll be doing these breakout rooms every night. So I want to go ahead on and prepare you. Just because I just love the interaction that you guys get from one another. I love it. And so we'll be doing them every night. Next time, I will make sure to make it a little bit longer. Sorry, LaShonda. So would anyone mind sharing that has not shared before? What are some of the inner vows? Just one. It doesn't have to be a lot of them, because you may not have a lot of them, but just one or two that are the inner vows that you are holding on to.
Can I share? That's okay.
Oh yes, thank you. Yeah, you can hop on camera and share. That's fine.
Tiffany, as far as with me, my biggest deal was dealing with my mother, and my mother was abusive to me, and I was always afraid of having kids because I felt like I would repeat that cycle. But I realized having all these cousins, and they were younger and they were always clinging to me, and I had to realize in my mind that they loved me for me, not because they wanted to be around me, and I loved being around them, and I was always that big cousin or aunt that was always laughing, but I could be serious with them when I need to be, and I was always there, but not realizing it at the time. But as I got older, I realized that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that. Yes, girl. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here. Anyone else want to hop on camera and share?
I just want to, if it's okay, Tiffany, I just want to take the time to say, ladies, that in order for us to heal, we have got to get to a place where we're able to let things out.
Yeah.
And for some of us, that may take some time. It may take a month. It may, it may take a week. You may find a partner. I don't know. But we have to share. We have to let things out, because otherwise what happens is the more things that happen, we take them in, and we just shove it down. Eventually, it's like a cup. You keep on shoving, and then you run out of space. And what happens? Everything just bursts out. So we have to get to a place where we can find. I mean, it may not be us, but I really do pray that because we came here and that is the purpose, that you'll be able to do so. We all are dealing with different things on different levels. Some of us may, I'm one of those people where I kind of feel blessed in that I haven't had as many, like traumatizing experiences as someone else, but I still have trust issues. I still have areas in my life as far as like, I've always not wanted to be, and I was sharing this in my little group, I didn't want to be as opinionated. I didn't want to be like, because I deal with some, in our family, we have really, really strong women. They're very strong, and they'll let you know what they think and how you ought to do it, and you didn't do it right, and what happened and why, and and so I came up like, they're like, oh, I don't want to be like that. That ain't what I want to be like. Because I would get around people that be like, girl, I can't deal with your auntie. I can't deal with your mama. I can't deal with your, what I'm saying, your people like that. Them women, they don't play, you know. And to a certain degree, I respect that. But then there's a part of me that's just like, I want people to feel welcome and warm and open. And I want you to be able to talk to me. And I don't want you to feel like I'm already formulating, my response to what you're saying before you even say it. I want to give you a chance. I want you to be a person. And so I've done that. And I would be honest, I took it too far. I took it to the extreme. And so I allow people on the opposite hand of things to interject their thoughts on me.
Yeah.
That's not healthy. That's not healthy at all.
Yeah.
Because what you say and what you feel should not form who I am. It should not, it shouldn't be the deciding factor of how I live my life. So I just said all of that to say, I really want you guys to share, feel open, feel free. Like, this is a space, if we find out somebody out there, I'm sorry, y'all might get cut. This is a space for healing. This is a space for healing.
Exactly. She said it. That's it. And that's something that I didn't do. I failed to do that in the beginning, is really letting you know that this is confidential. So at any point, if we do, like Adrianne said, we find out that someone's sharing outside of a group, like, because this is our group. If someone's sharing outside of that, we will handle it. They won't be invited to come back. So I want you guys, as the week goes, because I know we're still learning each other. Like, we don't know each other. Y'all don't know. Like, y'all trying to figure out who this girl is. Some of y'all, whatever. So I hope you guys feel safe enough to share. And if not publicly in with everyone, definitely in your breakout rooms when you have them. So we're nearing the end. So again, as I was talking about before we left, it's like, how do we get past this point? Like, now that we know we have all these things, these vows that we're holding on to, like, where do we go from here? Like, what I had to do was I had to decide I was done with being comfortable. That's number one. Done with being comfortable. And you have to make that decision for yourself. Are you done? Are you at the place? And if you're here, I'm pretty sure you've made that first step. What are you done with? Are you done with being comfortable? Are you done with being safe? Are you done with living safe? Are you done with playing it safe? Are you done? What are you done with? Are you at the point where you say, you know what, my worth, my value, who I am, what I'm called to do, my purpose, all that means so much more to me than just being comfortable with where I am. Are you done? You have to decide that. No one else can decide that for you. Inner vows are only broken when we begin to be real with ourselves. And you don't have to do that with anyone else, but you do have to begin to be real with yourself. So here's what I want you guys to do for homework. The next part of the workbook is revising your story. And revising just means to tweak, to change, to adjust, um, to not completely rewrite the story, because you can't rewrite the story. The story's been written. But what you can do is to begin expanding that story. You can begin expanding your experiences. So some things that you can kind of look for as you're revising your story is, are there places where you need to accept that this is what happened? I can move forward. I can forgive. I can forgive myself, because that's a big one. Learn how to forgive yourself, or forgive someone else, or is there a part of my story where someone just didn't know any better? Like I talked about my mom and being in abusive relationships and how I held on to that for so long, and it became an inner vow for me. But can I say, and I have gotten to the point to where I can say, she didn't know no better. Our parents were broken. That's like hurting people hurt people. We hear that all the time. She was broken. She was trying to find herself. She's still trying to find herself. She didn't know any better. He didn't know any better. He wasn't ready. He was not the person that you needed to be with. You made a poor decision, and you have to forgive yourself for that decision. And now that you know better, you can do better. So we can begin to expand our stories, and not be so rigid with the story that we're telling over and over. But now we begin adding, well, so and so did this, but they didn't know any better, or I can forgive them. They knew better. This is not my fault. This is someone else's fault. Like, I don't have to continue to hold on to the guilt and shame. I don't have to continue to take responsibility for someone else's actions. Yes, it hurt me when they did this. Yes, it hurt me with this. Yes, this has impacted me for, I don't know, however many years of my life. Yes, I'm still holding on to this, but now I can choose, because you have a choice now. Now that I know what's there, I can choose to look at this from a different point of view. And when I begin to look at it from a different point of view, now I can do something with it. I can do something with it. So that's what I want you guys to do for homework on tonight. We'll post it in the group. If you're not in the group, go to the group. Make sure you're in the group. I'll post the homework in the group. If one of you guys, Kendra or Adrian, if y'all would remind me to post in the group, or if you guys could rush over there and post it in the group, the homework for tonight is revising your story. And feel free in the group to go in the group and share about your experience on the night. Encourage someone else that you know that may be in the group to come. Make sure they're watching the replays, or make sure they know about the next night and that they're on at the proper time. So that's what the group is for. It is a community for you. It is not just a community for us to feed you stuff, because we're going to feed you stuff as long as the group is there. It's a pop-up group. So after this week, the group will look a little bit differently. But it's also for us to feed each other. You find something inspirational, share it in the group. Find some encouragement, share it in the group. But again, what's the homework? Somebody drop it in the chat. What's the homework for tonight? Yes, revising your story. Thank you, Mona. Revising your story. And I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy. When I had to sit down with myself, I'm just going to kind of forewarn you and, put it out there. When I had to actually sit down with myself, it was hard. I'm talking about snotting and, crying, like the ugly cry, not the cute cry, like, when you just kind of dab your face and because you don't want to miss your makeup, but not that cry. It was the deep, deep, deep cry, the cry that comes from your soul. It was one of them cries. So you might want to prepare your people. Prepare your people, like, I'm not all right, because we ain't gonna lie. No, I ain't all right. I'm dealing with some stuff. I'm trying to force myself to grow. I'm facing some things that I hadn't faced before. And if you need some support, then you got some support. You got your implementation and you got your accountability. We ain't got the implementation yet, but you got your advisor that you can call if you just want to, or text message. If you just want an extra 5-10 minutes to just kind of hash it out with her, or you have me, you have the group, you have people that you may have already known here or have met just in the breakout session, but you are not alone. That's what I'm saying. You are not alone. You're not alone in this. We're all doing this. You are not alone. So I am done for tonight. Thank you so much. Don't hop off, because I want to invite you to stay on. Somebody put it in the chat for me, the implementation call, and sign up. We're going to put a link in the chat where you can sign up to meet with your advisor. And what we're calling them is an implementation call. Now, this is not a session. It's not a 30-minute, I need to go through this with you and blah. This is a 5 to 10 minute call. Much like if you had our consult calls before, 5 to 10 minutes where we're just just kind of hash out what you learned from the night, or some extra support, or some things that you'd like to talk about for the next night. It's just a 5 to 10 minutes. But if you click on that link, it'll take you to our schedule. You just put your name beside your advisor. You should know who your advisor is. If you don't, message me and I will be able to, or message one of us and we'll be able to tell you who your advisor is. But schedule an appointment with your advisor. Now, the appointments we have available for tonight are from 7:30, I think 7:30 to 8. And then it'll start in the morning at 11:35. And there's some times that are blocked out for each of us where we won't be available. But feel free to schedule a 5 to 10 minute call with whoever your advisor is. Do your homework and then come back. Be ready to come back tomorrow, because tomorrow, y'all, now y'all ready for tomorrow? Are you ready for tomorrow? I'm just saying. Because I'm ready for tomorrow. I have been preparing, which I just been preparing. Like I said, I've been preparing this for a while. But tomorrow we're going to talk about how to kick our limiting beliefs and our self-judgment. And if you don't know what that is, you need to come back, number one, to find out. But we all have some things that we don't like about ourselves, and we're going to talk about those things tomorrow. So make sure you're here. You got your workbook. We're going to make sure to put that PDF inside of the group so that you'll be able to print it out. I'm sorry and apologize in advance for those who were not able to print it out. I don't know what happened. I don't know why I didn't let you, but we'll fix that. It's easy. We got it. We'll get it fixed. We'll put it in the group and pop it in there so you'll be able to print it out and have it ready for tomorrow. I love you all. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, where we're going to talk about kicking limiting beliefs and self-judgment. And make sure, did someone put it in the chat? Let me check. Put that link before we, Teresa, you got it? One of you, either Teresa or Kendra, one of you put the link to the implementation calls for tonight in the chat so that we will be able to get some. There we go. Adrianne got it in there. If you click on that link, it'll take you directly to your implementation call, so you can schedule it with your advisor. If you're scheduling with me tonight, I'm gonna go ahead on and hop on over there after we leave here and check to see if anyone's scheduled with me tonight. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. You guys have a wonderful night. Are there any questions that you may have before we leave? Let me stop the recording.